Hello everyone, welcome back to the U.S. Citizenship Help Guide YouTube channel. If you're new to our channel, we are here to help you prepare for your U.S. naturalization interview. In this video, I will try to explain the Part 12 additional information about your questions of the N-400 application form. It is important to know the meaning of the words on the N-400 application form for U.S. citizenship. The USCIS immigration officer may check your vocabulary knowledge on this form because it will prove that you knew what you were doing before filling out this form. I will provide different ways that the USCIS immigration officer might ask you during the naturalization interview. I will also ask you the definitions of some important words on the N-400 application form in different ways. We have illustrated definitions so that it will be easier for you to understand each one. Please remember that in addition to the Civics examination and the English reading and writing test, the USCIS immigration officer will also test your ability to speak and understand English. During your naturalization interview, the immigration officer could check if your answers to the questions are correct, and he or she might still ask you some more definitions found in the N-400 application form. There are some applicants who informed us that they have a hard time with the word definitions, and this is the reason why we had made this educational video. So, we are going to focus on Part 12, additional information about your questions. I will give you different ways that the USCIS immigration officer might ask you these important questions during the naturalization interview. Part 12, Question 1. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen in writing or any other way? No. Do you know what "have you ever" means? It means from the time you were born until now. Please explain the word claim. It is to say something is true. Part 12, Question 2. Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Or, have you ever registered to vote in the United States? No. And why not? Because I'm not an American citizen yet. Or, because I'm not a U.S. citizen yet. What is registered? To sign up. Can you explain to me what the word vote means? To officially choose a candidate. Part 12, Question 3. Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the U.S.? No. What do you mean by the word federal? It means the central government of the U.S. What is a state? It's an organized community under one government. Can you explain to me what the word local means? It means belonging to a certain area. What is an election? An official way to choose a political candidate. Part 12, Question 4. Do you have any hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? Or, the USCIS officer may ask, have you ever had any hereditary title or an order of nobility in your country?
Do you have any title of nobility or hereditary title in a foreign country?
No, officer.
No.
If your answer is yes, the immigration officer will ask you, are you willing to give up your inherited title or order of nobility? Yes. What is a hereditary title or an inherited title? It's the title you receive when you're born into a royal family, like a prince or princess. Do you know what order of nobility means? It's a position given by a king or queen. What is to give up something? It means to abandon something. Part 12, Question 5. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? All answers should be no with any of these questions that the USCIS officer might ask. Are you legally incompetent? Were you ever declared legally incompetent? Were you ever confined in a mental institution? Were you ever a patient in an institution for the mentally ill? Have you ever been a patient in a mental institution? What is being declared legally incompetent? Under the law, you can't make decisions due to mental problems. What does it mean to be confined to a mental institution? It means being kept at a hospital for people with mental problems. Part 12, Question 6. Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? Or, the USCIS officer may ask, do you have any unpaid, overdue federal, state, or local taxes? No. Or, the immigration officer might ask in another way, do you pay your taxes on time each year? Yes. But if you owe taxes, the USCIS officer may ask, are you planning to pay your overdue taxes? Or, the immigration officer may ask, are you going to pay your overdue taxes? Yes, I have a payment plan with the IRS. Another way, the USCIS officer may ask you, do you have any current arrangement with the IRS? Or, officer might ask you this way, do you have an IRS payment plan? Yes, officer, here are the certified documents. Or, you can say, yes, officer, here are the original documents. What do you mean by the word owe? Having a debt. What is your understanding when you hear the word overdue, past the due date? Reminder, if you have a payment plan, make sure to bring all the original or certified documents. Part 12, Question 7. Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Or, the USCIS officer may ask, have you ever failed to file taxes since you became a lawful permanent resident? No. Or, the USCIS officer might ask, have you always been filing your taxes since you received your green card? Yes. Explain to me these words, filing a tax return, submitting tax paperwork to the government. Reminder, filing your taxes every year shows good moral character. Always file your taxes each year, even if you don't need to pay taxes. Bring your tax returns for the past 5 or 3 years, depending on your eligibility. Part 12, Question 8. Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? Or, The USCIS officer might ask, do you consider yourself a non-US resident on your tax return since you received your green card? The answer is no. Why? Why is that? Why did you answer no? The questions mentioned mean, why have you not called yourself a non-US resident? The USCIS officer is in fact asking you the meaning of a non-US resident. A non-US resident is a person who does not live in the United States. Your answer shall be, I have been living legally in the United States for the past 5 or 3 years, so I can't say that I'm a non-US resident. Or, officer might ask you this way, do you always file as a US resident on your tax return since you received your green card? Your answer must be yes. We hope that you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, kindly leave us a comment below. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be informed for our upcoming educational videos for American citizenship.